We are going live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Yeah. Hey, everyone. It is your girl, the Duchess, Teresa McBride, and you are tuned in to none other than Blues Talk with the Duchess, honey. Woo! And today I special guest here, Blue Star Lady with her own right, honeys. Hey, Miss Tina Tucker is in the building, y'all. Let's give it up, give it up. Yes. Listen, you guys, if you are seeing this live at this moment, I want you all to click that share button. Join us. Okay, we are here. We are live, y'all. I'm gonna share a couple of times here. Let's see here. I'm gonna make sure I share with our women in blues right here. Let's get it right there. Yes. Y'all come on in the room. Come on in the room so we can have a conversation. Yes. Right there. Post. All right, you guys. Like I said, you are tuned in to none other than Blues Talk with the Duchess, where we interview all of the greats that's in blues today, in the future, tomorrow. Hey, however you want to put it, we interview legends here, okay? And today we have none other than Miss Teeny Tucker in the building, honey. And I'm so excited that you had time to be a part of this podcast. This is episode 5 of Blues Talk. So I'm so excited. We are knocking it on down, and we've had some great interviews. And I like to call them conversations because we actually get a chance to sit and have a conversation about blues and just enjoy one another. So thank you so much for being a part of this amazing interview, Miss
My
Tina.
pleasure. My pleasure. My pleasure.
Right. Like I like to always start off, I like to start off by asking, when did you first fall in love with the blues?
Well, my story is a bit of a story, but
Come on with it.
as an 8-year-old little girl, I was raised up in the gospel choir at church,
Mm-hmm.
and so I really sang nothing but gospel until I was like 22 years old.
Hmm.
But my father passed away when I was 21 on my
Mhm.
birthday. And my
Wow.
father, was Tommy Tucker that wrote the high heel sneakers that's been inducted to the Blues Hall of Fame. And
Mm-hmm.
that song has been done by countless other artists. We ain't gonna go into that because that's a whole nother subject. But
Uh-huh.
when my father passed away, one of the guys that was promoting him overseas contacted me and asked me, did I sing blues? And
Mm-hmm.
I said, no, I don't sing blues. I said, but I do sing gospel. He
Mm-hmm.
said, if I send you, this was 1994.
Uh-huh.
If I send you a little remember that was the cassette tape back then. I don't know
Uh-huh.
if you remember that, but
I
that's how
remember.
we used to put music on for you to listen to, right? So
Mm-hmm.
he sent me the little cassette tape, and it had like 20 songs on there, like from Etta James to Winona Carr to Coco Taylor to Abby Washington to
Mm-hmm.
Nina Simone. I mean, just a whole
Right.
slew of them, Etta James. But anyway, so I uh I listened to him. He said, "Now I'm sending you 20, but you can learn 10. When you learn the 10,
Mm-hmm.
he said, I'm going to bring you over here to Berlin and let you do the Berlin Blues Festival." So I said,
Mm-hmm.
"Okay." So I said, "Oh, this sounds like a good deal." So every day
Right.
when I would get home from work, I would listen to the music. I would listen to the women. And then I said, "Oh, I like that one. Oh, I like that one." I learned all 20.
Ah.
He said, "Did you learn the music?" So he got a freelance band over in Germany to play for me.
Uh-huh.
And I said, "Yeah, I learned it. I'm ready." And so
Right.
I went over to, and then the rest is history. When I first got a taste of the blues, I was like, oh my God. I
Mm.
started wanting to learn about every woman in blues, every
See?
history of blues. I wanted to visit the places where blues started. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted every trail marker, every blues trail. I mean, I just was into the blues. So it's been
To
over
it.
30 something years now.
Wow.
That's
And
how
then
I
did you
started getting the
ever
bug
get
for the
a first
blues.
Right, and then with you having your first experience just going out of the country, that's even more, amazing right there. And I'm sure being as young as you were and going to another country to sing the blues, how did that make you feel?
Well, I felt good, but I was working and I had kids. I was married. I got married when I was 21. So
Mm-hmm.
I was married and had my children, and I had two kids then. I got three, but I
Mm-hmm.
had two then. And
Mm-hmm.
girl, they even knew the blues. They start singing the women's songs. They would hear them so much. My daughter would get in the car. She said, "Mom, put on Etta James."
Right.
But it made me feel good. And then when I went over, I felt like I have never performed blues before in front of an audience. So
Mm-hmm.
it made me feel pretty good. And the band was so prepared. That's what I
Wow.
like. When you get somebody music and they prepare for it, you can
Yes.
appreciate it a little better. And
Yes.
so I said, since they did me good, I'm gonna do them good.
That's right.
And the rest is history. I just started loving the blues.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
That is truly a story. And like you said, when it comes to like inspiration, that I'm sure that inspired you a lot to involve yourself more into the blues and become the artist that you have molded yourself into throughout these years, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah. And there's times when you see, the thing about me is I worked a regular career and built a
Mm-hmm.
music career at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not very easy to do, and
It's
raise
not.
a family too. And I tell people sometime I worked for 8 years, I worked 7 days a week. I
Mm-hmm.
would I would actually work during the week, take my hat off at my federal government job, and then I would
Uh-huh.
put a hat on, my blues hat on, and go for the weekend and perform blues. Or I would take my vacations and go
Mm-hmm.
overseas and sing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
there's been many times I wanted to quit working and just do blues. But
Mhm.
I love blues, but blues don't love us like that.
That's right. That's right. Tina, I say the same thing. Sometimes I'm just like, God, I just wish I could just go full time on the road. And then I was like, I don't
Nah,
know if I better do that.
no.
I better keep teaching
No,
and do
and that's
this.
why I admire people that can do that. I mean,
Yeah.
I did it. I did it.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I did it for a lot of
Mhm.
years. I've opened up from some of the greatest people that ever
Mhm.
walked the face of earth that was in blues. I've opened up
Mhm.
for Etta James, BB King,
Wow.
James Cotton. Robert Lockwood Jr. I've had conversations with these people, and I
Wow.
have learned a lot from them. So I was very fortunate at the time that I started singing blues, because
Mhm.
those people were my mentors and mentors.
Tell us
I was
about
their
some of
mentee.
those. Tell us about some of those conversations and meeting those legends. Because people like me, we never had the opportunity to even meet any of those legends. What? Okay, because that made me too
Well,
excited.
yeah. Here's the thing. My first time that I ever opened up for BB King, I was in Dresden, Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to go over to Germany and Wiesbaden and teach contracting for
Mm-hmm.
every 6 months and then come back home. But I did music over there too at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So I opened up for BB King in Dresden, Germany in 1996. And he wasn't feeling well that day. So his
Mm-hmm.
manager came out and asked me, he said, "Can you sing a couple more songs?" Because
Mm-hmm.
I think that was around the time that he knew he had diabetes. And it could have been before that, but
Right.
he wasn't having a good day. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, "Sure, I can do that." So I actually I didn't get to meet him that time, but
Mm-hmm.
fast forward to 2010, I met
Mm-hmm.
BB King at the Monterey Bay Blues Festival, and he invited me on his bus.
Wow.
That's where I took pictures with him and got to know him personally. And one thing he said to me that really made me feel good. He said, "You're not just a singer, a blues singer. You're a singer." And I was like,
Okay.
"Ooh." I was like, "Whoa,
That's
this
high
coming from
compliment.
BB?" Oh yeah. I mean, I opened up for James Cotton. I mean, I've been very fortunate and blessed to be able to
Mm-hmm.
meet all these wonderful people that have
Wow.
since passed away. They're gone now. Coco
Yeah.
Taylor called me on the stage in Island Park in Dayton, Ohio. She wasn't
Mm-hmm.
feeling well, so Cookie asked me, "Can I come up and sing a
Mm-hmm.
couple songs for her and with her?" And I did
Mm-hmm.
that. and we became friends, and she gives me words of encouragement. She was a beautiful lady. And if you want to know anything about Coco Taylor loved her fans. She was
Oh.
she didn't care how she felt. She got up there and gave it her all. And it been
Mhm.
times where she wasn't feeling well in her last days, but she got up and really performed for the people, her fans. You know,
Wow. Wow.
that's the person that loves the blues and loves the people that love the blues.
Coco Taylor. Man,
Coco Taylor.
I fell in love with Coco Taylor when I was a little girl, and my dad he would play her music. He would have the A tracks in his
Hmm.
vehicle, and I was like, who is this? Who is this lady with this big old voice? You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah,
was just pleased that her sound. You know, I had never heard anybody sound like that
she had that classic growl that people would love
before.
to have and not lose their voice. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I can growl on some songs, but I can't.
Uh-huh.
That woman could growl through her whole,
Yeah.
and the
Whole
growl was
song.
placed at the right place. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? You know, because you can't
Wow.
growl through a whole song unless it's placed in the right way.
That's
You
right.
know?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
So,
right.
but she would growl, and that's basically what blues is. It's about death,
Mhm.
emotion, and a growl.
Mhm. That's it. That's
Yeah.
it. That's look.
So,
That sums it up right there.
oh
So
yeah.
with you meeting those legends, where everybody exactly who you thought they were going to be. You know how you have some artists that be like, oh, I get a chance to meet my idol, but then you have some people that are like disappointed, like, okay, I didn't see that come going that way,
You
but
know, I'm gonna tell you a story,
uh
and
huh,
this might be because I'm Tommy Tucker's daughter that everybody saw me a little different, but not
hmm,
too much more different. You know what I'm saying? Because people can't
right,
get on their high horses when they think they're all that in 10 bags of
hmm,
chips. You know what I'm saying?
hmm,
But one time I went to see Ruth Brown at the
hmm,
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
hmm.
and I got to go in the back and talk to her after she was done, and she said, "Girl, I know your daddy." Now, these people were just, they tell it like it is. She said, I know
Yeah.
your daddy. She said, I tried to give him some, but it didn't work out. And I fell out. I was like, okay, I'm at home. I like this lady. But,
Oh
I mean,
wow.
I done heard and listened to some stories, baby. You hear me?
I think that's the beauty of everything, though. When you get a chance to hear those stories, man. Oh my
Yes,
God.
yes.
That
And
is,
I really like to do a book one time because I have pictures with all these guys
yeah, you
and
should.
ladies, and it was just a privilege for me to be able to meet them all. And when I got in
Mhm.
front of them, it was just like, you know, it made me
Wow.
feel good. And
Yeah.
they all taught me something. Yeah,
Exactly. I mean, that's a story to tell and some great memories to hold on to. And like you
yeah,
said, you really should consider doing a book. That's yes.
yeah. I
Show
got lots of
all of it.
stories.
Wow. So do you still do a lot of traveling with music?
Well, let me tell you, lately, when my mom passed away, I took probably about a year and a half off because it just devastated me.
Mhm.
I had to take care of her.
Mhm.
And I thought that I would never go back to do music. And then when I got really back into it, my son passed away. So
Oh
it
wow.
kind of threw me back. He passed away in
Mhm.
2019. So I
Mhm.
mean, I've traveled and I've gone places to sing overseas and nationally and internationally. And every time I try to get away from it, it comes back to me. I'm serious.
Mm.
Blues comes for me. I can't
That's
explain it,
right. That's
but
right.
it's like you said, okay, I'm gonna quit crack. I'm gonna quit smoking. I'm gonna
Mhm.
quit.
Mhm.
But somehow you can't.
It comes
It comes,
back.
I think
Mhm.
it's so deeply rooted in me that I can't let it go.
Mhm.
So when I started teaching the women in blues workshops, people would call, oh, can you do the women in blues
Mhm.
workshop? Can you do the vocal workshop? So now I'm doing more of that than singing on stage. But I love singing on stage, but I
Mhm.
love this too. So it's
Right.
like
Right.
I'm working three different angles of the blues. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting ready to go to
That's
British
right.
Columbia
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I'm going to Spain first. I just recorded 3 songs on
Mm-hmm.
Bob Cortor and Company CD, and we're going
Okay.
over to Spain, and I'm going to do some of the music that I've just recently recorded. And
Mm-hmm.
then when I come back from there, I'm going to well, in June 16th, I'm doing a vocal class with the Pine Top Perkins Foundation in Clarksville,
Okay.
Mississippi. So I'll be
Mm-hmm.
there. And then when I come back, I'm doing June 21st, I'm doing one of the Creekside Jazz and Blues Festival here with my band.
Mm-hmm.
And um, then after that, in August 8th through the 10th, uh, I'll be in British Columbia. First, I'm going to Spain, and then I'm going to British Columbia. So, something, and I have turned down a lot. I have turned down a lot of stuff, and that's the reason why I probably had time to really focus on my healing when I lost my
Yeah.
son, because I
Yeah.
kept going to the room thinking I was having a heart attack. My sister did the same thing with her daughter when she passed. It
Mm.
feels like your anxiety, like you're having a heart attack. And so the
Mm-hmm.
doctor told me, he said, ma'am, he said, this is your third time in here. He said, we've done EKGs. Your heart is fine. He said, but I want you to talk to a social worker. And I talked to the
Mm-hmm.
social worker, and she says, have you ever heard of broken heart syndrome? And I said,
Mm.
no. She said, usually couples that are married like 60 years or so, or even less than that, when they're when they're when they are so close together in love and
Yeah.
unity, and like I was with my son, any mother would be with their child, or any mother
Mm-hmm.
would be with their grandchild. You know what I mean? So it's the
Right.
same thing. He says one dies, and 18 months later, the other one died if you don't find
Right.
something to do and
Mm-hmm.
something to heal you. And I started doing art.
Mm.
I've only been doing it about 4 or 5 years now. So I
What?
started doing art. My daughter said, "Mom, just paint him something." I was like, "I can't
Mm-hmm.
paint. I'm not an artist, but I'm an
Mm-hmm.
artist in my own right, because everybody can do art. They just don't know it. It might not be
Uh-huh.
acceptable to some people, but you can do whatever you want to do, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And so then
Mm-hmm.
I see other things I like, and I started getting creative and doing things like that. But I've never even taken. I took one art class, studio humanities, in college.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
any art I come up with
And,
is
and you know,
because it
Tina,
came from my heart.
yeah, and when I look at your art, you would think that you've been, I mean, creating art, oh my God, your
No,
whole life. You have
no,
some very beautiful pieces.
no.
I've
Thank you.
seen them. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. Yeah. My friend told me, he said, I'm glad you ain't no crackhead or nothing. He said, because you've been rehab about 3 or 4 times. Because when I get my mind set on something, I can't
Uh-huh.
I can't let it go.
Can't get it out.
That's why I started the
That's,
ties. I only been
yeah.
doing the ties since January.
And that's that creative side. You know, when God blesses you with those type of gifts, all of those gifts come out just when you need them to come out. That's
And
that
that's
creative
exactly
side
right.
that's in you. You
Yeah.
know, it's just like you said, how you try to avoid doing blues, but blues is in you. That's the gift that God has given you, and you just can't run away from it. You have to share with the world and have some type of part in it. So you're
Mhm.
definitely doing your part. I
Yeah.
love it. I
Yeah.
love it. And those ties are absolutely beautiful. I
Mhm.
saw 'em, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to get me one of these.
Oh, I'll make you one. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
My
yes. I'm
husband,
gonna have
I
to
give
get me
stuff
one of
away all
those.
the time.
Now we're gonna support that business. We're gonna support the business. Yes. Shouts out to everyone who has joined us on the live here. We have Ramirian Reed. That's my oldest daughter right there. She say, "Hey, Duchess." We have
Hey.
Dwayne Nash, who is a frequent supporter of Blues Talk, and we surely appreciate you. Michelle, we see Michelle, Women in
Hey,
Blues. Yes,
Michelle.
in here.
I love
Woo!
Michelle.
Yes, yes, we love you. We love you. Michelle
Yeah.
always laugh at me because every year I always I put my little name into the box to get pulled to go to Memphis and it never get pulled.
Oh, I hope you get pulled one day. That'd be nice. Yes.
She said, I just be so she said, I be so glad to see your name and every year I'm like, Lord, please let me pull her name.
Maybe this year.
Maybe this year. Maybe this year. If not, I'm just gonna have to come on down there like I did before. Just come on down there. I went one time before. So
Yeah. Well,
I'm definitely.
I competed. I competed at the IBC in in the 20s, the 2000s, when most
Uh-huh.
women weren't competing.
Did you enjoy it? How was that
I loved it.
experience?
I always got to the top three, the very
Mm.
top three.
Mm-mm. But I mean, getting to the top three, that should open up some doors too, right?
Oh, it definitely did. Yes, it definitely
Hmm.
opened up some doors. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm a traditional kind of girl. I like traditional gospel. I like
Uh-huh.
traditional blues. Now I can
Uh-huh.
get into the contemporary stuff, but
Hmm.
recorded my first song, gospel song, when I was 14.
Oh,
It was
wow.
a woman named Doris Akers. You have to look her up. She was a
Hmm.
hymn writer out of California. She's since
Hmm.
passed away though. And she came to our church. We used to do a convocation choir every year where we get all the churches and all the choirs together and we do one big concert.
Hmm.
She wrote a song called Meet Me in Heaven.
Mm.
She says, I want to audition two or three people to do this song. And she picked me to do the song and we recorded it on an album on that what is the 78 MPR or whatever the big round
Hmm.
albums are. Yeah.
Hmm.
But
Wow.
first recording I ever did was 14.
Wow. That is that. Tina, you have a story to tell. You definitely got to make sure you do a book because you definitely have a wonderful story to tell.
Yeah, I've been blessed. I've been blessed with the blues. I really had.
Yeah.
I used to sing songs with them sometimes. She had a all women's blues band called the Satin Dolls
Come
out of
on,
Springfield,
Sandog.
Ohio. And
Hmm.
I learned a lot from them too.
Wow.
'Cause my aunt was a twin, and her
Hmm.
brother played, my Uncle Bunky, he just passed away. He played the piano and she
Hmm.
played lead guitar.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Something I can't sing to learn.
I
Do you
know.
play any instruments?
I tried a harmonica. You know what I catch on quicker with? The piano.
Uh-huh.
But I never took lessons or anything. I just taught myself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, we're alike
Yeah,
on that
I ain't
end.
good enough to go out and play a song and sing it though.
Listen, the
I told you
past,
I admire musicians.
I think about the past 2 years, I have been taking the harmonica out on stage, but I only
Really?
play on one song because I'm like, okay, but that's my fault because with I blame it on me not being consistent.
Right. And it takes consistency and it also
Hmm.
takes dedication and passion. You have
Yes,
to have
yes.
passion for it.
Yes. And when I think about when I started on the harmonica, I'm like, see, I should know all this by now. But I that consistency gets at me every time. I have tried to play some of everything. And I told who was it? I told my sister, I said, I should have just stuck with the saxophone. I played saxophone all through high school and in the band, middle school and high school. And I'm like, why
Wow.
did I go out trying to find another instrument when I should have just stuck with what I was already playing?
Well, it's not too late. It's
Yeah,
not too
yeah.
late.
The band director at my school, he was telling me. He said, well, most of the time you really don't lose it. So you might want to get your saxophone and start back playing it because I was playing it from sixth through 12th grade.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you
our
might
band
want to do
director
that.
didn't play.
But I tell you what, though, the most beautiful instrument in the whole world is the voice.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
So
is.
you're doing good for yourself.
No, thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Now I was reading on your website. You've been nominated and won quite a few awards throughout the years too.
Yeah, I won Monterey Bay Blues Artist of the Year, which was actually won by Etta James, Kenny Neal, Bobby Rush. When they picked me to win that award, I was like, wow, okay. So
Right,
I felt
wow.
very honored. But I've been nominated so many times for the Coco Taylor Award. Here's the problem with me. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
a pusher to make people vote. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
Right, right,
So if
right.
you look at the voice, people have to vote in order for you to win. They don't care how good you
Mhm.
sing or how
That's
good you sing.
right.
And so I just feel honored to be nominated.
That's
At least
right.
somebody's paying attention. And
Mm-hmm.
I've been nominated for Blues Blast Music Awards.
Mm.
um, um, oh, so I've been nominated Women in Blues awards. I've had, yeah, and with my personal career, believe it or not, I am inducted into the Department of Defense Hall of Fame.
Oh
For
wow. Okay.
humanity. I've gotten a humanitarian award. I got the Carter G. Woodson Award. I got um, I got. If you look back here on my thing right here, this is all my
Yes.
awards
That's
lined up
your
back here.
awards right there.
On my piano, I got a baby grand piano, nothing but awards. And I'm
Mm-mm.
just so honored that people really recognize you for just whatever you do whatever you do,
Yeah.
you know. So
And you know what? I feel like that's, to me, you enjoy doing what God has blessed you to do, but it's always a great feeling when people do acknowledge you for those things that you're doing. It just hits different when it's done that way, you know.
right, yeah, and you know another thing too is that I'm not real aggressive in a way
Mm-hmm.
that I probably should have been throughout my career, but I don't feel like I had to be.
Uh-huh.
I touched the people that were there to receive it.
That's
Does that
right.
make sense? I didn't
Mhm.
push it on them. I just, if I sang a song and it blessed somebody, then I'm happy. I had a little
That's
five-year-old little girl that hadn't spoken in like 5 years, and she was just 5 years old, and she was being abused, and the grandparents took her. And when we got up there to play, she just danced. I mean, she was just.
wow.
They told me said she hadn't danced or gotten feeling that happy or spoke in 5 years. I was like, now that's the reason why I do this.
That's why you do it.
That,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, I mean, all singers can get on stage and sing a song, but we're required to do more than that.
That's right.
Human
Say it.
beings. Yeah.
Mhm.
We can get
That's
up and
right.
sing a song and blues and try to make a little money on the side and sell some
Mhm.
CDs and all. And all that's very good. And I enjoy
Mhm.
those things when they come about. But my
Mhm.
thing is to help souls feel better. I
Yes.
sing a
And
song and
that is what
bless
we are
somebody.
here for. Yes.
Right.
Yes. That
So
that
those
is
are the
so
things
that is so true.
yeah.
Yes. Look at one of my students. Hey, Layla. Layla say, "Hey, Miss
Hi,
McBride." I see
Layla.
you right here. Oh, but yes, to everyone that's just tuning in, we are honored and so blessed to be having a conversation here on Blues Talk with the Duchess with none other than Miss Teeny Tucker. We are having an awesome conversation. Thank you guys for joining in. If you are joining in on Instagram, let me go take a little peek to see if anyone is here. And they are here in Instagram. We have quite a few people that's here.
Wow.
I see somebody says, "That's my teacher." Uh, who else is there? It's quite a few people, and I wish that it would show up like on our end, but here I have to actually go to Instagram to read their messages. I found that out the last time. So
Oh,
shout
okay.
out to everyone that's watching on Instagram. Thank you for
Yeah,
all
thank
of
you
the love
guys.
and support, you guys. You
Yeah.
guys need to make sure you go and look up Miss Teeny Tucker. You will be blessed to see who's in your presence on tonight. Okay.
Oh,
Yes. So as we continue to talk about the blues, why do you believe that the blues music is so important today, like for this generation? Because I'm seeing more and more young people that's starting to enjoy the blues music.
and I'm really proud of the young people too because if you look at some of these young guys that are playing and that have gotten hooked on the blues,
Mm-hmm.
these guys they have studied the origin. Where did it come
Mm-hmm.
from? When did it start? When did people start realizing that it was blues? You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Right.
Blues is the American roots music. It's the roots of all music.
Yes, it
Okay.
is.
So when it started, it's the music that got the slaves through the plantation days. When they
Mm-hmm.
say when they would say things like saying to each other and do a call and response.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere
Yeah.
I go, there are angels there. There are angels there. Everywhere I go, there are angels there. There are angels everywhere I go. That's how they remind
Yes.
each
Come
other.
through.
So
Yes.
they respond to each other like that. There was something in that. There was no vocal lessons. There was no therapy where you lay on the couch and say, "Oh, you can talk
Uh-huh.
your blues away, and we're going to help you through this." No, it was through blues music. It
Yes.
it's the slave songs and the songs that they needed back then. And then you
Mhm.
you you fast forward to the 1920s, and then
Mhm.
the first person to ever record on record was Mamie Smith, and
Uh-huh.
she lived 2 hours from where I live right now in Cincinnati,
Wow.
Ohio. You know,
Mm.
so those are that's how music derived from the Mississippi Delta. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So when people say, "Oh, well, we never knew," and then when they migrated to Chicago and New York,
Mhm.
and they heard Mamie Smith singing "Crazy Blues," I can't
Uh-huh.
lie, I can't eat a bite, 'cause the man I love, he won't treat me right. That's something that Beyonce would sing now.
Uh-huh.
If you
Sure
like it,
would.
you better put a ring on it.
Uh-huh. That's
And guess
right.
what? Those women in the Midwest, the South, the East, they said, "I'm buying that record, because that record
Mhm.
identifies how I feel about a man. He ain't treating me right. I got the crazy blues."
All right. That is so true. That is so true. And that's the thing. Like every genre of music comes from blues music.
That's right.
It does. It's always some type of connection, whether it's in the instruments or the vocals or just the storytelling alone. And I think, like you were saying, a lot of young people, they're doing the research on
Yes.
this music, and it's really good because I think I'm trying to think where it was. I don't remember which platform it was on, but they would go and listen to a newer song and find out where they sampled that song
Oh,
from.
yeah, they say yes, yes. They
And I'm
sample a lot
like,
of songs.
I know, and it's good that they do that because then they get a chance to learn about, people that may have not gotten the recognition that they needed back in the day. And
Right.
that's another thing that I like about TikTok too, because with TikTok, they have music that people hadn't thought about in so long. They start doing these trends, and you just like, what y'all know about that? They
Right. Oh, yeah.
bring
Well,
it back up.
Willie Dixon said, "Blues is the roots and everything else is the fruit."
It's the fruits. That's
That's
right.
right. So
That is
everything,
right.
I'm talking about country too.
Yes, all of it.
Yes.
All of it. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So
Yes. Now there were quite a few women that sung the blues uh back then. Now the thing that I that concerns me now is one time I heard a guy say, "Well, it's not really that many blues women," and I say, "Yes, it is. Like, yes, it is. It's just all about people going out there and actually doing the research. And I say it all the time, we are here, you
that's
know,
right.
but there are a lot of challenges, a lot of challenges for women in blues, and especially with Black women in blues. There's
Hmm.
a lot of challenges that we face on, trying to get on those tickets and stuff. What would be like some advice that you would give some of those women in blues that's looking for well, that's I don't want to say looking for, but that's continuing to move in this industry through all of the challenges.
Well, what I would say is everybody that sang blues have challenges, uh,
That's right.
but
Hmm.
and especially women, as you say. But here's the
Hmm.
thing: I don't care if you're a basketball player, a football
Hmm.
player, a ping pong player. I don't care what you are. If you're dedicated to it, it will
Uh-huh.
work itself out. You
That's
will
right.
be called. And listen, every job is not supposed to be for you.
Hmm.
See what I'm saying? But you got some people out there that's traveling up and down this road, and they're at one time they're in Chicago, the next night they're in Wisconsin, then they're in
Uh-huh.
California somewhere. And
Hmm.
you got some people that actually have dedicated themselves to that.
Hmm.
Me, I tip my hat to you, because I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to
Hmm.
travel from here to there and here to there. I mean, it would have to be something that really benefits me and
That's
benefits
right.
the people that is involved. But here's the thing, I've done that, but I've never been on the road like these people, and I admire
Mhm.
them for that. But there's
Right.
other ways that we can do this music. We don't have to always be on the road, travel from one festival to the next festival to the next club to the next club.
Mhm.
There's, that's what I'm doing. I do different things with blues.
That's
So you
right.
choose your
Mhm.
lane, perfect it, stick with it, and
Mhm.
you don't even have to worry about it. They'll call you.
That say it. Say it.
They'll call you. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So and anything that we have, my mom used to say, anything you think about 99% of the time, that's what you should be doing.
Mhm.
Those women
Mhm.
that are thinking about, oh, I got to get like Thornetta Davis and uh, 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 what's her name with Paul, her husband, Anika.
Anita.
These people, they travel. Danielle Nicole, they
Mhm.
travel and they travel and they travel and they travel and they move from place to place and place to place. You have to want to do that. That has to be in your
Mhm.
heart. Okay,
Yeah.
that's in your heart. Believe me, you can't have
Mhm.
no other job. You cannot be doing this and doing 10,000 other things because that requires a rigid dedication. You have to actually really
Right.
doing that. And a lot of women that do that, that's what they do. 99%
Mhm.
of the time, that's what they're thinking.
And yeah, yeah. Exactly.
So I don't I'm not I don't begrudge any of them. I don't envy any of them. I wish them the very best because
Mhm.
I choose my lane and I stick with my lane.
Uh-huh. Mhm. Mhm.
And
I
like
remember
I like teaching blues.
that's right. I remember when I first started off, my mom used to tell me all the time because my mom, she's been my manager for years. And she used to say, Jerice, I keep telling you, you just have to be patient. It's not just gonna fall in your lap. Like this will be our conversation all the time, all the time. She said, you can't want what you want when you want it all the time.
Right.
And I'm getting some feedback, trying to turn it down.
Yeah, and
And
Ruthie Foster, I admire her. She travels
yeah,
all over the world performing. And one night they can be somewhere one night, and the next night they're somewhere else, and the next
there's
night
somewhere else.
I got
Hmm.
fibromyalgia. My body can't do it.
Say it, say it. You know what? And
It's because I'm older. I'm old
as
now. I'm getting old.
yeah, when I started doing this, I was in my 20s, and now I'm in my 40s, and my thinking of the things that I want to do are totally different.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
I want to perform on the stage. I do. But I also want to do things like this. I
that's right.
still want to get to know different artists. I still want to have a conversation with them, let them tell their stories so it
That's
may,
right.
help someone else. I
Right.
still want to play all the blues music on Saturdays on the Duchess Soul sessions. Those are the
Right.
three things that I enjoy doing that
And there's
relaxes.
nothing wrong with that. There's
That's
nothing wrong with
right.
that. Matter of
It
fact, we need
relaxes.
women like that. We need women
That's
like that in the blues.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
So,
I don't begrudge anybody of how they want to see the blues or
yeah.
perform the blues or how they're in love with the blues or how they
Mhm.
feel about presenting blues in their own
Mhm.
way. I
That's
never tell
right.
people what to do with
That's
that
right.
ever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's right. And I think everyone should have like their different version of what does success look like to you, you know. So that's the way I look at it. And to me, I'm like, okay, girl, you did pretty good starting off where you started. You gotta hype yourself up,
Mhm.
because if you just put all your eggs in one batch, it doesn't always go the way that you want it to go, but you got to look at like the bigger picture of,
Right.
okay, so I can still connect with music. As long as it's something dealing with music, I'm good.
Mhm.
So
And
yeah.
I like writing songs. I write my songs, and
Mhm.
sometimes I write a song for somebody else.
Mhm.
And I was with Robert Hughes, and I've been together for like 20 years or so, just
Mhm.
doing music together. So a lot of times, if I come to him and I say, I got a song in my mind, and I'm going to sing the melody for you, can you put the music to it? Like I did a song
Mhm.
called "The Muddier Things Get, the Clearer I See."
Ooh, I like that title.
I was riding home today and a thought came across my mind. My thoughts got so foggy, I had to roll my window down. You were in the car with me, talking in my ear. Although I sat beside you, I really didn't hear. Stop digging your dirt, stop lying to me, 'cause the muddier things get, the clearer I see. I mean,
Okay, you said you're gonna write
things
me a
like
song. You said you're gonna write me a song. Okay. I love that.
that. And I did the shoe song. He and I worked on the shoe song, and
Uh-huh.
what woman can't relate to having lots of shoes,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
exactly.
So
Exactly.
that's a songwriting class in itself, you know. So
Yes.
there's all kind of things people can do, all kinds of
Hmm.
things, you know.
That's right.
And I don't put anyone down for it. I don't care if you're black, white, blue, purple, green. If you're
That's right.
respecting the blues and you're going out learning about it, and I always encourage people, go to the Delta South, go to the blues,
Yeah.
learn about where this stuff came from and who
Hmm.
invented it, how it started,
Hmm.
and go to the different plantations. It's just
Yeah.
feel. When I went to Germany, I went to some of the concentration camps.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I have a really in-depth experience when it comes to blues. I just love blues. I love the
Right.
history of blues. I love what blues does to people, and I
Hmm.
love how it makes me feel.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
it's
And that, I think that's the beauty about it all. And that's why I always encourage people to embrace your roots when it comes to blues music. Don't throw it away because you say it make you feel sad, whatever, because it's an entire world out there that studies this music. They want
oh
to know,
yeah,
they want to put their foot on Mississippi soil to say I've been here.
and
They have a love for it, and we should do the same thing,
oh yeah,
embracing our music,
yes, yes,
because I mean, people of all ethnic groups, they study this music to a T. And when I look back, if you go on like YouTube and things like that, you can find like all of these older documentaries where people travel from across seas to interview these old bluesmen that they got a whiff of. They wasn't famous or anything, some of the ones that they interviewed, but they told their story and it was documented,
yeah.
with
Well,
where
last year I went to
where
London because they were doing a blues marker for BB King, some of the blues artists in BB King on Maxwell Street, which is where the Beatles
Mhm,
started. And I talked to
mhm.
his sister and everything. We had a nice conversation. And I'm looking down there and I'm thinking, dang, the Beatles reached all the way across the pond and fell in love with blues.
Fell in love
And
with
they
blues.
started singing blues. Now, they might not sing it with the feel we sing it with, because
Mhm,
blues is a feel, whether you want to know it
mhm.
or not.
It
People,
is.
you listen to Aretha Franklin when she sang, I don't want no, she sang you make me feel like a natural woman. She's singing
Mhm.
around the chorus. She's singing around the music.
Uh-huh.
It's a feel,
Yeah,
right?
it's the
They may
feel.
not have the feel that we have, but they certainly have the appreciation,
Yes, they do.
total in-depth appreciation for blues
Yes,
music.
they do.
And I tell you that's so. What I was telling you is we went to Maxwell Street, and I wanted to
Mhm.
go where Sister Rosetta Thorpe performed in Manhattan
Uh-huh.
Railroad Station. She
Right.
performed for the students in Manhattan, and she did "Didn't It Rain, Children, Rain All Night Long, Didn't
I
It
saw that
Rain?"
video on YouTube. Uh-huh.
So she did that, and she was on. Do you know? I was so excited to go there, and come to find out they've torn it down and built apartment buildings on that land.
No.
Everything is gone. I was so disappointed. I wanted to cry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
went. I
wow.
told Robert, I said, "You got to take me to Manhattan so I could see, so I could go see where the train station is, where Rosetta
Mhm.
Thorpe played," and it wasn't there. I was so disappointed.
Yeah, I probably would have started crying.
I almost wanted to cry because I wanted to say I've been to a place now where I have never been before, and
Yes. And then Rosetta Tharpe.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, yes, Rosetta. And do
Yeah.
you know, people don't know, but she is really the godmother of rock and roll. And if
She
you ever
is.
see Chuck Berry, how Chuck Berry do the swift walk when he plays, like
Mhm.
he does the duck walk, he got
Mhm.
that from Rosetta Thorpe, Sister
Yes.
Rosetta Thorpe.
Mhm.
Elvis Presley said she inspired him. So women have done a lot
Yes,
If you
they
I watched
have.
a documentary on Big Mama Thornton, I wrote a song
Mhm.
called The Two Big M's, which is a dedicated song to Big Mama Thornton and Big Maybelle. And
Mhm.
that song is Gil Anthony plays it on his radio station sometime. And it's an
Mhm.
original one that I wrote that it depicts them being the underdogs.
Mm.
They're underrepresented, underrecognized. Because back
Mhm.
then, men were more recognized than women. But Big Mama Thornton came in there with her big bold self, and she was like,
Yes, she
mm-mm,
did.
no, don't give me just like Ma Rainey. They came
Yeah,
in, and I tell the kids when I do the blues in the schools, I said, you kids think that y'all get a gold tooth and wear a big gold chain, and it's been done.
it's been
Yes,
done.
we did it. Women
Uh-huh. That's right.
got it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Ma Rainey wore chains. She wore gold too. She wore however
Mhm.
she did it, however she melted it down and got it in her mouth. She did a
Uh-huh.
diamond tooth Mary. These people
That's
have already done this stuff. And if somebody would tell them, they would be more interested in learning it because it's
that's
not even
right.
put in their heads. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And then at the
Mhm.
end of my thing, I say, okay, I want to know what you guys have learned today.
Mhm.
I do postcards. I said, now what I need you to do is if you had to write a blues song about your life, because
Mhm.
they they get the blues too. They teenagers,
That's
but they get
right.
the
They
blues too.
do.
What would be your topic? And
Mhm.
they give me the topics, and we have drawings. And I tell you what, some of these topics, somebody can write 4 or 5 albums right now.
Wow.
I
Wow.
admire those kids so much. And once they learn it and you fill their head with it, they want to learn. They really
Mhm.
do. They want to learn.
They
It's like
do.
the Sean McDonald's and the John Tavius and uh,
Yes.
Stephen Hall, all those guys. Little Rail,
Young Rail.
and
Yeah.
the baby girl, the baby girl that her birthday's today, Mesa
Mhm.
Joy, Mesa Joy.
Mhm.
She's
Uh-huh.
17 and she's really into. I admire that so much. I didn't even start singing blues at that age.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I
Right.
was singing in the gospel choir. You know,
Mhm.
I didn't even sing at that age. So I just really admire them for that. And it makes
Yeah.
my heart happy. Makes me feel
Mhm.
good.
I
You
know, I know, I know it does. Yes.
know?
I just love it. I mean, it's always a story to tell, and it just helps make such a huge connection. A huge connection. I
It
love
really
it.
does. Yes, it really
Mhm.
does. And I would behoove anybody, if you can travel to the places where the blues originated, please do it because
Mhm.
it's so rewarding. And you learn so much. And each day I want to learn more. I read more. I want to learn more about artists back in the day, you know,
Mhm.
how Muddy Waters and them migrated in the 40s and 30s and went to Chicago and mostly that's where the people migrated to. But they
Right.
weren't really going to be artists unless somebody took them there, like the uh,
Mhm.
Lomax guy and all that. But the thing that
Right.
they went for is to do some domestic work,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know. And they left home at 14 and 15 years old to try to make a living for themselves. They
Mhm.
didn't have the privilege that we have now and the young people have now with the
That's
people that's
right.
backing them. Yeah, they didn't have any of that. I mean, these
Mhm.
listen, if you want to learn piano, if you want to learn harp, if you want to learn horns, if you want to learn to sing, whatever you want to learn to do, it's on the internet. These kids,
Everything.
they didn't have that back then. That
Sure
all
did.
that stuff came from their sadness and the things that they had to go through, their
Yeah.
oppression, their depressed. I mean, stress, everything that they had
Mhm.
to go through back then. All that came from there. They didn't learn that stuff on it. These kids have
That's
more avenues of learning blues music and any other music than ever
yes,
before
they
in
do.
the history of the world.
Yes, they have it at their
They
fingertips.
have it. And the reason
Yeah,
why they can't appreciate it is because they don't know their past.
that's right.
When you
That's
learn your
right.
past, you appreciate your future and your current present.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
know,
right.
so that's what I try to tell the kids when I introduce them to some Muddy Water stuff when he does some of his songs. They be like, "Oh, I never heard that before," or BB King. They listen to some of those, and I tell them too. I say, "Listen, if you're a young man and you really want to know how to sing, go listen
Mm-hmm.
to like the vocals like Tyrone Davis,
Yes.
uh, vocals like Clarence Carter,
Mm-hmm.
These people back then, they could, what's his name? Johnny Taylor. Listen,
Yeah.
especially Bobby Blue Bland.
Oh
Pick up
yes.
pick up some of the stuff they do and then reiterate some of yourself into that. That's how I did when I
Mm-hmm.
listened to Etta stuff. And now I'm
That's
doing a tribute thing to Etta, a whole
mm-hmm.
tribute thing to Etta. So I'm doing a show when I go to British Columbia. It's all a tribute to Etta James.
See,
So, but
and that's I think I feel like that is the most important part is making sure that those people who have passed away that their music is still being honored and heard and passed
yeah.
along for generations to come. I my brother he was working somewhere and they was throwing away during the time they was throwing away books
Hmm.
and he came across two books that he brought me, and they were called the Encyclopedia of the Blues. So
Oh
I have
man.
like volume one and volume two of
Oh my
it, and
God.
I
I
was
bet
like,
that's pretty cool. Let's
"Oh
see.
yes, it has
I
so
got
many blues artists in there."
look at
And
this. Check this out.
oh wow,
Well,
oh wow,
I did a women in blues uh workshop, and this lady comes up to me. This is the
mm,
Lead Belly songbook.
wow,
Now it's probably been reproduced since, but this book back in the day was $2.45. Look at
wow.
that.
It
I
is
mean,
something.
and then I got this one here, the Poetry of the Blues. Now these
Wow,
books are old. These books are really old. They were published back in
yeah.
the 40s and stuff.
Mm,
And that Samuel Charters did this book. Then
mm,
here and look at this, the Negro songs from Alabama collected by Harold uh Corlander. Look at this one.
wow. And see,
I get
all
stuff
of those books. Wow.
I get stuff like this all the time, all the time.
Yeah.
It's wonderful books to read and learn, and it's just amazing. I
You
love it.
definitely can learn from it. My mom and I we talk about it all the time that we need to go um to what part of Mississippi? I think she said Woodville or something like that because her grandmother, well her her grandmother and grandfather. Her grandfather used to be a bluesman and his name was William James. Well,
Wow,
he left one day on a train and he never came back. They don't know what happened to him, but he was a
wow,
guitarist. And I was like, I would love to like do some research to see if it's anything about him anywhere, because
right,
that was his job. He was a traveling musician. So,
right.
but they never did find out, what
That happened
happened
to him.
to him and
Well,
things like that.
back then that happened to a lot of men, black men.
Right, right.
Uh,
So they never did find out, what happened to him. She just know that he never came back.
mm.
So, but I was like, man, that's a story in itself. That's
Oh
worth
yeah,
researching. So,
that's the truth. That's the truth. Yeah, yep, yep,
yeah,
yep.
um, that's definitely something. Let's see here. Which blues song changed the way you think about music?
Uh, which blues song changed the way I think about music? I did a recording. My first recording was songs by Christina Cottrell. Christine Cottrell was actually the first woman to ever do "I'm a Woman."
Mm.
Or Peggy Lee or anybody else did it. But she did
Uh-huh.
hers a little different because when they wrote the song, I think she was with BJ Records out of Cincinnati, Ohio. But she did it like, I can wash out 44 pairs of socks and have them hanging on the line. Start your knot 2 dozen shirts before you count from 1 to 9. I can scoop up a great big dip of lard in a dripper's can. Go out and do my shopping, be back before it melts in the pan. Cause I'm a woman.
Okay.
WMAN. Oh, I say it again. I'm a woman, WMA. When I heard her sing that, I was like,
Wow.
it's just like when I heard Big Mama Thornton sing Hound Dog, because I never
Mm-hmm.
heard Big Mama Thornton's version. I had heard Elvis Presley's version.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't the first to do that.
Till you found
Uh,
out she was the originator.
Right, right, right. It's like Big Maybelle was the first one to do a whole lot of shaking going on, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So when I learned all these things about the songs and the music and where they came from, well, my first recording that I did Big Maybelle's Mr. Big Wheel.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta go listen to that. It's a great
Uh-huh.
song. They had songs that were, or I did Helen Humes did a song called "He May Be Your Man, but He Comes to See Me Sometime."
Uh-huh.
You know, people think of Etta James just doing a song like "At Last" or "I'd Rather Go Blind." Etta
Mm-hmm.
James did a country song. She did God.
Uh-huh.
She did it all. She did Etta James' first recording before after Wallflower. Okay, because Wallflower they had to change a little words on that because back then you couldn't be too risque, you know. But
Uh-huh.
a song called "You Can Really Go Go Go," a jumping fast or rock it slow. Now hold it, don't move it. Now boogie some more. You're a good rockin' daddy. Yeah, you're a good rockin' dad. Up on your feet, you can't be beat. You're a good rockin' daddy. But if you hear her sing that, you'd be like, "That's Etta James."
I know. Wow.
Oh
Wow.
yeah. When I started hearing all that kind of stuff, and then I recorded Winona Carr. If you ever heard of her, listen to some of
Mm-hmm.
her stuff. She did a song called "Should I Ever Love Again."
Mm.
And I did that song. I recorded that song in 2000 on my Tommy's Girl CD. And do you
Uh-huh.
know they picked that song to be on the first Blues Foundation compilation CD in early
Wow.
2000s? Yeah.
Wow.
She said,
Mm.
"Should I ever love again? Or should I stay as I am? Love has got me in such a spin. Should I ever love again?" Oh,
You
they had
better sing, Tina.
a
I
girl.
love
Hey,
it.
hey, or Helen Hughes did a song called "He May Be Your Man." He may be your man, but he comes to see me sometime.
Okay.
Maybe a man, but he comes to see me sometime. You know it comes so often, I'm beginning to think he's mine. Cause he's yours, he's mine, he's somebody else's too. Hey, that man is
Hey.
yours, he's mine, he's somebody else's too. Well, if you don't mind, I'll have him away from you. Cause that man rocks me.
Ooh, yeah.
I love all that old stuff.
See,
Now you know I love
I
feeling love
love it.
blues.
I love it. What you say, the one you like, BB King, Sweet Little Angel? Oh yeah, that's a good one right there too.
Oh yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good. But now, what you need to listen to is BB King's Hummingbird.
Mm.
Listen to his Hummingbird. Leon Russell wrote that, and
Mm-hmm.
BB King did it. And I tell you what, he did a fabulous job of it.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
Wow.
Sometimes I get impatient, but he coos me without words. Oh, you got to go listen to that. That's a nice song, and they did a great job on
Listen,
that. BB really
when
did.
we
He laid that out.
when we get off, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be pulling up my YouTube. I love it. I love running, and you know, I just feel like it's so refreshing when you get a chance to run across older songs that you never heard before. You be like,
Right.
"What?" You
Yes.
know? So
Yes.
yes, it's such a beautiful thing, such a beautiful thing. You
Right.
guys, if you just not tuning in, y'all know y'all done came in here late, right? So we have Miss Teeny Tucker in the building, honey. Teeny Tucker is in the building, and we have had such a great conversation. And you know, when you're having fun, time just goes right on by. It's 8 o'clock
Yes.
on the dot, you know. But before we go, we're gonna do us a little fun rapid fire questions here. You got to answer right off the top of your head. I'm gonna ask you some questions here, okay?
Okay. All right.
So, favorite blues song of all time.
Blue song of all times. It's something that was a crossover. The thrill is gone.
All right. Favorite
Yeah.
blues guitarist.
Favorite blues guitarist. I would have to say BB and all the Kings.
Oh,
Albert
you
King.
gotta say it, Albert. All of them.
Yeah. I love Freddie King. I love all the way they play. He did that same old blues. I used to
Yeah.
sing that. and I'll tell you he can play that. But you know, those were my favorite guitar players that were pioneers of the blues. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I have some people that I like now that plays guitar. I mean, I like Robert, my guitar player. He can play all that old stuff. We actually recorded some stuff from Gary Davis, Reverend Gary
Mm-hmm.
Davis. I mean, a lot of different stuff like that. But he's a great guitar player too. But there's a lot of great guitar players right now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
my favorite was those Kings and the blues song that was a crossover. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Etta James' song at last necessarily wasn't in the blues category, but there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of great blues songs that
Yeah.
crossed over and some that stayed where they needed to be.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Vinyl or streaming?
You said what?
Vinyl records or streaming?
Oh, buy records.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Juke joint or large
I'm not a
festival?
streamer. I don't stream music too
You
much.
know what? I streaming took away so much financially from artists.
It has, yes.
It took away so much from artists.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I would definitely, if I had to choose, I would say vinyl too because it's something about having that record in your hand, and people really bought a lot of music. You
Well,
know that.
let me show you this real quick before you go.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Bastion Jackson and Prince. Yeah, those are some good guitars too.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. But
Mm-hmm.
look at this I found, girl. And
Ooh.
it's a two four albums of her stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I found that. So I love vinyl, and I even found my daddy.
Oh wow.
His
Tommy
old album.
Tucker.
Yes. And let's see here what we got here. We got a uh oh, I found this one.
Coco Taylor. Lift that up a little bit. Okay, so you see that's the album right there. You see that cover?
Yes.
Okay. Daddy had the the A track, right?
Uh-huh.
Of that album right there. That picture right there, it takes me back to my childhood.
Yes.
It takes me back to my childhood because when I first heard Coco Taylor, this is the cover that I always tell people about because I was like, how does a small lady like this have such a big voice? Daddy
Yeah.
had that record.
Well, you know what was on this, don't you? Wang Dang Doodle.
Uh-huh.
That's the song
Uh-huh.
that made her famous from this record. But then
Exactly.
I kind of like her too because she does Big Mama and everybody. So she respects the artist.
Janis Joplin. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I found that one, and then I found this one. I found all these in one day.
Oh wow. What is that? Lady in Satin, Billie Holiday. Oh wow.
Hmm.
That makes me want to go out and start collecting records.
Oh, girl, I got so many records and books,
Ooh,
and it's crazy.
wow.
It's
Wow,
crazy.
that is something.
Yeah,
Okay, juke joint or large festivals?
I like them both, and I think that they both have their place. Uh,
Okay, that's a good answer.
the juke joint is so personal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can be in a personal space with the art.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And it's kind of like intimate. But at a
Mm-hmm.
festival, if you really want to just get out there and dance and party and have a good time and listen to some good music, both of us good music, but
That's right.
juke joint has gone away a little bit, but I think it's coming back. I really
Uh-huh.
think it's coming back, and I think people are catching on to particularly down in the South. They're
Uh-huh.
catching on to it. Is coming back, like the Club Ebony. Club Ebony
Mm-hmm.
has a lot of artists that comes in. You just mentioned Bastal. Bastal played there not too long ago, and they have some
Right.
great Southern soul artists down there that are coming back in the juke joint arena.
Yes.
So,
Yes, they are. They are, and they have blues clubs like Beatty Street that's open up. You know,
hmm
newer
yeah.
club in Jackson. And my
And
band and I.
there's a book out. There's a book out called The Chitlin Circuit.
Uh-huh.
And I think it's by Ray. Uh, if anybody want to know who it's by, I probably got it in my case. But if they
Okay.
want who it's by, just let me know, and they can email me or whatever, or send me a
Okay.
messenger. Send me a messenger. But I can recommend some good stuff for you to read. But
Okay. Okay.
yeah, yeah, some
I
good
will
stuff.
definitely appreciate that.
Yes,
Okay. One word that describes the blues.
perseverance.
I like that. What song instantly puts you in a good mood?
Uh, it's several of them, but I would have to say my dad's high heel sneakers.
High heel
Every time I
sneakers.
hear it,
Oh,
because that's my daddy. Every time I
mm-hmm.
hear it, I love it. So that's the CD I'm going to send you. It's called "Put on Your Red Dress, Baby." I
Okay.
did, yeah,
Okay.
we did that one in honor of my dad. But we did like a more of a red dress baby with a woman singing it and putting on your
Mm-hmm.
high heel sneakers and him bringing his boxing gloves. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I hear, but people think that's the only song my dad sung. But my dad
Mm-hmm.
did a lot of different music, and he did another song called "You Better Leave My Kitten Alone."
Okay.
But he did a lot of great songs, and but "High
Mm-hmm.
Heel Sneakers" was one of the hit songs for him.
One of the hit songs.
Yeah, but when I
Wow.
hear my dad sing, it puts me in the blues spirit. And my dad died on my birthday when I was 21. So I
Mm.
wish that he would have been here to see me flourish in music and the blues, because back then he did. My oldest daughter, she's 45. So
Mm-hmm.
she was a baby when he died. She don't even remember him. So
Mm-hmm.
I think he died in 1982, January
Okay.
22nd on my birthday, 1982. So when I
Okay.
hear his music,
1982. That's when I was born.
you
Mhm.
were?
In 1980, February the 20th, 1982.
What?
Mhm.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, my baby, she was born in 1980. But my son
Okay.
that passed away, he was born in September of 1982.
Oh wow.
So I
Wow.
was pregnant with him when my father passed away.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now
Okay.
he's no longer here. He's with my dad. So,
Yeah.
we just gotta,
I know
hey,
they
gotta
both are
I got
proud of you.
stories, baby.
I
I
know.
got
I
stories.
know.
I
Wow.
marched on Washington in 1963 when Martin
Go
Luther King
team.
did. Yeah, when he did his speech, I was a little girl, about 7 years old.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And see this is why I do what I do because it's important. Like seriously, it is important for people to know things like this. There's a story behind everyone, and
Right,
even like with my mom. My mom, she can tell me, oh my God, so many stories about, the civil rights movement because her mom, she was an assistant, her mom and grandmother was a assistant mule train drivers for the mule train to Washington, D.C.
right.
So it
Wow.
is so much that can be told that's
Yes, it
all
is.
connected.
Yes, I have the original program from back
Wow.
then, and I'll tell you what, they when we went, you said your mom and them did it. They went by train to.
My mother's mother
Oh, okay.
and her grandmother, they
Mhm.
did a when they had the march on Washington, they also had what you call the mule train.
Right. Okay.
And the mule train, they were assistant wagon drivers, and they traveled by mule and wagon from Mississippi to Washington, D.C.
Wow. Well, let me tell you what. When I was a little girl, my mom took me and my older sister, my older brother. I'm third child, and there's four other ones after me, but
Mm-hmm.
she took us to march. And back then we were lived in Dayton, Ohio, where I was
Mm-hmm.
born. And you had to have the burlap bags. You remember the burlap bags where they used to put potatoes and stuff in, right? We had to
Mm-hmm.
put our clothes for one day in there because we weren't staying. We were going to go and march and come back. So we put it on the Greyhound bus up under bottom of the Greyhound bus, and you pull
Right.
it out. You had snacks and peanut butter sandwiches and all. You had to prepare yourself for it because it was a 5 hour drive from Ohio to DC. And
Uh-huh.
I'll never, ever, ever will forget it. And I told my sister, I said, I think they had my brother, my sister, and I on the front page of the paper.
Oh,
I
wow.
went to go get the microfiche, but they didn't have it. But the lady, she's going to look it up for me because I did that not too long ago.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. That's just, oh, girl, listen, Tina, write that book, please. Please write the book. Okay. Last question.
Okay.
If your life had a blues title, what would it be?
If my life had a blues title, what would it be? I made it through.
Mm, I love that. Go
I
on
made
right
it,
to a song to that too. I like that. I made it through.
yeah, I made
Yes.
it through. If
Wow.
you
Wow.
if you only knew how I made it through.
Mm, mm, mm. Yes, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been blessed to have none other than the legend herself, Miss Teeny Tucker, here on Blues Talk with the Duchess. Miss Teeny, please tell everyone if they need to contact you, how can they contact you? Give all of that information.
Okay, I'm on Facebook, um, Teeny Tucker Art. You can contact me through Messenger, through Instagram, um, and my email. Don't y'all flood me too much. I will help you with anything. Teeny Tucker at yahoo.com. I'm an old school girl and I never change. And I love
Hmm.
y'all to pieces.
And we love you back. Thank you so much for being a part of this great podcast. It means so much to me that you were able to take out some time and just bless us with this great conversation. And we just
Yeah.
thank you so much for being here.
Thank
I
you for
have
having
enjoyed
me.
myself. It has lifted so much stress off of me just
Oh,
having this
I'm glad.
conversation with you. So thank you for being a part of Blues
You're
Talk.
welcome. You're welcome. And I'm so proud of you. You
Thank
keep going.
thank you.
You keep, don't worry about all the ins and outs. Whatever's supposed to come to you, it will come to you. Don't sweat
Yes.
it.
Yes. I love it. Thank you. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. You're
All
welcome.
right, you guys, that is the end of
You
Blues
guys,
Talk. Until next time, honey. Okay. To all my people on Instagram, thank you guys so much for joining us here. And hey, make sure that you all come back another time, okay? Come back another time and enjoy us as well, okay? Until next time, we are out. Let me end this here live here, y'all. Good night, you